Hello, hi. This is Oracle Monique again. I am so sorry. It's been a while since I created a video. I had a whole lot of stuff going on, ranging from moving and a whole lot of other personal shit that I wanted to get taken care of before I jumped back up on some of my videos. But anyhow, let's go on. So, uh, I wanted to just touch on something that I find that a lot of people tend to categorize me in because of my skin color. Um, but I just wanted to list a couple of reasons as to why I'm not a part of the Black conscious community. I just don't vibe with them really on any level, and that's just, it gives me anxiety to have a conversation with anybody like that. That is not somebody or a group of people that I really want to coexist with, really. And that's just me just being honest. But the first reason is to be that it's basically just the cult of angry Black people. I totally get the concept of awakening, you woke, that type of thing. But everything comes out of anger. Everything goes back to slavery. Everything goes back to what the white man did, and he fucked us up. He did this, and the white man's the devil, and this and that. And really, that just really comes across as to more of a little bit of an evolved group of Hebrew Israelites. In all honesty, y'all might not consider yourselves to be Israelites or Hebrews, but very much it is the same concept behind that, of just pure hatred, that you feel like, yeah, just because you have melanin that you are above people who don't have it, and that's just not something that I really, you know, want to vibe with. The other one is they aim to piss other people off too. They're not trying to help you and and really speak in a language that you understand. They are really more so obscene with it. Like, if you don't believe what they say, or if you don't appear to be receptive, like, they'll start getting angry and they'll start like screaming and cussing at you, and that's not okay. Sorry, I don't want to be angry with you. That's I it's hard enough I have to have a job. It's hard enough I have kids. It's hard enough I have all this other bullshit going on. I don't want to be angry at some other shit on top of that. That's just not the energy that I want to sit with. Um, and a lot of it, a lot of their beliefs is based on air quotes facts. And I really hate that concept because that is against the entire awakening or consciousness experience. Like, you can't base anything on facts. Like, define that for one. Anything that you can find online can be manipulated by anybody, whether it's the white man, a black man, an Asian, whoever. It doesn't really matter. Just because you read a couple of dozen books on ancient Kemet and watched a few hundred videos on YouTube does not mean that you know anything. That does not mean any of that. It's about you're completely missing the entire process of being spiritual. Um, Being stuck in anger is not spiritual at all. If you wake up angry, I've seen so many Facebook posts on my timeline where they'll be like, every time I see a white person, I want to run them over, and I'm just looking like, really? Like, that is the kind of energy you wake up with, like, every day? Like, seriously, dude? Like, you sound like you need medication, really, at this point. Like, seriously. Now, I don't really believe in the whole mental illness type of thing, but if you wake up and you wake up that angry, that you have to constantly feel like you have to fight the urge to want to hurt somebody, like, that's not okay, and it's just based off of their skin color. You're just ignorant now. A lot of them have like no real knowledge behind their anger. They are only going to receive everything that validates their own personal feelings about racism, slavery, ancient Kitman, or whatever. They're not going to look beyond that. And that's what I have a really big problem with. Like, what's the point of you doing all that research if you're still not spiritual? If you still in my inbox, which I can't tell you how many hundreds of messages I've gotten in my inbox where people are asking me how to fucking meditate, but yet you're doing lectures and talking about the white man and all this other stuff, and back to Africa and going back to the roots. You seriously can't, you seriously don't know how to do that? Seriously? Like, no, that's not anybody that I would trust to give me any level of information if you don't know how to do spiritual Um, Another one is that again, being stuck in slavery and um, being mad at the white man. That's We all have our own personal opinions, and I'm not even going to project that what my opinion is about about how I feel about white people or black people or whoever. I really don't give a fuck, to be honest with you, like what somebody else thinks about another race. I don't like. I just don't have a preference. I just don't, and that's not to make anybody feel better. But my personal experience is that black people were very, very angry towards me. They've always given me the hardest time. It has not been white people. So I'm not about to sit here and, bump elbows with somebody that says that they're the problem. They're not. Especially when they want to say, "Oh well, white people are prone to anger and violence." Really? Because you're the one that's cussing people out and talking about how you want to run a motherfucker over. It's not skin color. Um, a lot of them don't take any ownership in any of their actions. They are very condescending when they speak to people, condescending to women. There are many of them where I've even tried to attempt to have a remotely decent conversation with them where they'll be like, "Oh, well, you need men," how people are starting to wake up about the goddess factor. And they just feel like, "Oh, well, without men, without black men, women wouldn't be here, this and that." Saying that men are made to go out to war, like women can't go out to battle. Like, who the fuck told you that? What made you think that a woman is not capable of defending herself? It's a very ignorant statement to make. And then there are those who believe that, oh, the black woman is God. You know, um, I don't even want to get started on that garbage for them to think that, but then they still treat their baby mamas like shit, who don't take care of their kids. Like, let's don't get me on that. Oh, okay. And a lot of them are basically, well, we're already racist. They were just looking for a level of a religion, because it's really, that's what that is. The black consciousness community is it's a religious belief. They have just found other people to validate why it's okay to hate white people. These are people who already have that embedded in them. And I just don't like the concept of teaching that shit to my kids. I can't tell you how many times I've heard people, black people, tell their kids, "Oh, because the white man, they think this and they think that." And they, putting that in this little kid's head. Like, the kid might be like 7 years old, and like, you teaching this shit to people. And now you want to walk around talking about, oh, how white people hate black people. Well, how are you any different at that point? You're teaching them that they hate that. You're teaching war. You're instilling war in that person. That's not okay. Like, that's no, no, no. I'm not gonna do that. That's kind of where I am now. Like, I don't feel like my parents um, taught me to be racist. I mean, they've made their comments or whatever, but I took it as that. Like, they didn't. There was no strong push on what the white man did or any. There was none of that, and I feel that's why I'm very much objective about that. There are some attributes that can very well be linked to a person's race. However, that's not the end all be all. Let's not go there, okay? Um, so I guess I want to keep this video short. I just really rise above that. I don't want to be angry all day. I don't want to think about slavery all day. Like, if you're gonna open your mouth and you think you're gonna help people and develop a level of religious beliefs, why don't you actually fucking help people for a change? Why don't you help them get out of that slavery mentality? If you honestly believe that all black people are a result of that, and anybody who was, who works in a high position, a Fortune 500 company, um, that they're a sellout or whatever, or that we were, we had to do something that was unethical or immoral to get these positions, then help somebody for a change. Nobody wants to talk about that shit. And in all honesty, people don't want to admit that to y'all. But nobody gives a fuck. It's gonna be honest and tell you, no one cares. No one cares about how you feel. Uh, like somebody were to walk up to me in public and they're like, "You woke?" Like, get the fuck out of my face. Like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, what makes you think that because my skin is dark, which it clearly is? No, get out of my face. I'm not about to have this conversation. A lot of them like to hear their own voices, and it's really irritating. I don't want to fucking hear you. Like, it's not enough that you have those looming thoughts in your head. Now you want to go put this inside somebody else's head? No. But I guess I'll leave it at that. That is where I stand. I just rise above all of that. All of that is just pure ignorance. Um, I'm not saying everybody that is in the Black consciousness community um, is that way. And I can guarantee you somebody's going to leave a dumbass comment on this video saying that not everybody's like that. Well, I just said that. Not everybody is like that, but the vast majority are. Just like you can make an assumption about what white people think or what black people think, I can make a general statement too. So I do not consider myself a part of that. I'm Monique. I'm doing whatever the fuck I want to do. I don't feel like I need to have a level of validation. Um, because my skin is dark, um, you know, no. And a lot of these people, they talk about Africa, ooh, ancient Kemet and everything like that. Ooh, what do they call it? Shit, Kush and all these other Canaan and all these other African countries out there. And you ask them like, oh, okay, so what tribe are you from? Oh, well, I'm not sure yet. Nobody really knows. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, how are you going back to your roots, sweetheart, if you have no clue, like where you come from? Like, and you want me to listen to you? You want me to listen to you talk? You want me to listen to you complain about what the white man did, but you didn't even do the work yourself to even reverse that? That's kind of the whole purpose. That if you feel like somebody fucked you over, it's not just to just talk shit about them. The concept is to actually take your power back. If you honestly feel that way about somebody, actually like fix yourself. Don't just wake everybody up by trying to talk shit about the person who messed them over. Help them get better. Really, you can't do that unless you help yourself. So, I'll leave it at that. Thank y'all for watching. Leave comments. The dumb ones may or may not get responded to. But either way, love y'all. Bye.